Welcome back, guys. You are now on Julian Unfiltered. Obviously, we've rebranded, new things are happening, and I hope you guys are going to like our future projects and sort of videos that we're going to put out. Today, I'm going to present to you Gaia out here.
Hello.
Also pronounced Gueva.
I've had so many different pronunciations that I can't keep up at this point.
Sorry, my throat is giving me vibes today. But yeah, so how do you like to pronounce your name?
Gaia's the best. Well, my full name is Gaia Theory.
Gaia Theory.
Well, said in the very whitewashed way, Gayatri, but no one ever gets it right. So growing up, I've had so many different pronunciations. Gaia Giri, Gaytree, Gaia.
Mad. Yeah.
So just Gaia. It's the easiest option rather
Gaia's
than saying full name, you know?
Love it. Gaia Theory is a mad one.
5 years in every assembly. Gaia Giri, Gaytree, get up. Oh, I'll give up.
All right, tell us a little bit about you, Gaia Theory, or Gaia.
Currently, I'm 19. Mm-hmm. I'm a student. I'm doing biomed. At ARU University in Cambridge. And in my part-time, I like to try and engage more on the social media side. They're just starting up, but see where it takes me.
100%. So today, we're actually going to speak about the recent event at the Met Gala, guys. So obviously, there's been some interesting outfits.
Yeah,
and definitely. To be honest, some interesting cultures too. Do we know what the Met Gala is about?
In general, I would say the Met Gala is generally just famous people getting together. Yeah, like you need to have an invite and everything. Like no one can just pull up to the event. This year especially, I know there's been a lot more people from different backgrounds and not just like the Hollywood side or that sort of side. People that have come to the Met Gala, like Shah Rukh Khan has never come before. That was a first.
That's what I was thinking.
That was a first, but then there was a few up and down moments because even with Shah Rukh Khan coming, there was both the interviewers didn't know who he was, who interviewed him. And that was really embarrassing for them. Yeah. And they didn't know his designer either. They themselves had to point that out to the interviewers. Yeah. So that was quite a big topic. But
what's your thought on how divided Bollywood, Hollywood and Hollywood are?
I think in recent days, definitely it's been merging a lot more. Back in the days, definitely not. Like I think it was a privilege for someone of the Bollywood background or Hollywood background, especially to be starred in Hollywood. It was like the dream. But now I think it's becoming more of a normalized thing. I think 100%. Even Shah Rukh Khan, they've said, he might be in the next Avengers, or I know they said that with Dhanush from Kollywood, so it's definitely becoming more normalized. But I think even now, there's still that conception of, wow, guys, I've made it. I'm in Hollywood. But I feel like acting is acting, whether that's with Hollywood, Kollywood, Bollywood, it should just be accepted for what it is. But yeah,
100%. And I mean, the feeling that I've got is ever since Ambani's wedding.
Oh, yeah.
There's been like now fusions, as in like for us people that have been growing up in the Western side, at least. It always felt like we were divided for a while, like as in we would watch our Hollywood movies, but then when we go back home and when we chill with our family or parents, we'll watch the Bollywood / Kollywood world. So we never collided those two worlds together. And I feel like Ambani's wedding was like the first time where you're like, wait a minute.
Everyone's there.
They're not allowed to do this.
Exactly.
But yeah, I was interested. Like I saw loads of TikTokers asking who Shah Rukh Khan was.
Yeah, it was.
And it's so silly because he's probably the biggest actor.
Legendary.
Literally. That is known in that side of the world.
Yeah, because it's not like you can't even say, he's only done Hindi movies or whatever. He's done a wide range of languages and everything. He's covered quite a big base, and his fan base is really big as well.
Billions of people. Billions,
Especially, I think you're expected, if you're interviewing someone or in that position of being able to interview these people, you should have somewhat of a background knowledge of who you're going to meet. Exactly. Yeah. So I think that was quite embarrassing, but...
Yeah. What's your thought on like interviewing those people and not having the right questions or not knowing?
I guess it is a very big event. I think it is nerve-wracking as well, and obviously there's a lot of people to cover. Yeah. So in that sense, I guess I would understand, but certain people, I think, as bad as it sounds, some people are more famous than others. Like you're bound to know them more than others. So I think in that sense, at least even if they split it up with like several interviewers, let's say you're going to have this bunch of people, that bunch, that gives them an opportunity to be able to like pre-prepare beforehand. I think in that sense they could have done a bit better, but it is what it is, I guess.
It is what it is. It's actually quite sad because you think of like these actors like Shah Rukh Khan, for example, biggest in his field, and he's probably a lot bigger. I mean, I don't want to offend anybody, but a lot bigger than a lot of Hollywood actors, and yet they would know the niche actors and wouldn't know someone that's a superstar. It goes to say that, you know, people, for the people that have grown up with two sort of ethnicities or two backgrounds, they actually have a lot more common knowledge than the normal person, isn't it?
Yeah, because I feel like even growing up in like a household, let's say, like I'm from a Tamil household, so predominantly in my house, it would be Hollywood films that are played. Not that we wouldn't watch any Hollywood films or whatever, but like I grew up with my gran in my house all the time and stuff, so it would predominantly be in my language. But obviously with someone who's got two cultures, they're more likely to watch both. But I feel like it should just be more normalized, especially like, just because I'm Tamil doesn't mean I grew up here as well. You know, like, and people talk about it. Let's say you go to school, you talk about a movie, and you don't want to be that person who's missing out because, oh, sorry, at home I only watch Tamil films, you know? So I think you should be able to just watch everything, and that shouldn't have to be like, whoa.
100%. And to be honest, I've grown in this, like you said, weird thing where you watch more Tamil films at home or Hollywood films or Indian films, and then only when you go with your friends, you watch this like Star Wars, Marvels, and so on, right? So I've grown in a way where like people generally ask me like, oh, you don't know this guy? You don't know this actor? And I genuinely wouldn't know.
Exactly.
And you'll just have to fake it till make it. You're like, oh, him. Yeah. And you know, they will talk about the first ever James Bond guy, how he's better than the last one.
No idea.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh, yeah. I agree. But yeah, I mean, that was fairly interesting. But what was more interesting than these interviews is the outfits.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, what's your thought on looking special?
It was definitely a hit or miss with this specific year's guidelines, I think. But looking special, I mean, there's a boundary. I think there's a limit. Like sometimes people try to be special and just take it too far. Yeah. Like too many wacky colours and something that just does not look nice. Always, but they just want to stand out, so they wear it anyways. Yeah. And I also guess for designers themselves, there's past a certain point you can't keep coming up
reinventing
reinventing. So I guess they try to be very different. Yeah. Or it's really boring. Like especially with this year, I think the theme was to have tailored to your fit. So there was a lot of suits, a lot of hats, a lot of ties. Like it was very repetitive, I think. But
what does tailored to your fit means to you?
Tailored to your fit, I think some people took it as literally tailored to your fit, like getting something that's really body fitted or like suits or something like that. But I think tailored to your fit is something that represents you as a person, what you do, why you're there, and even your cultural background. Like your cultural background doesn't make you who you are, but it does influence you in a big way. So I think 100%. Tailored to your fit is whatever raised you, represent that.
Okay. What would you wear?
See, I don't want to be basic and say, oh, I'd wear a sari because But maybe, I mean, it doesn't have to be something really big. Maybe I'd wear something yellow because that's my favorite color. So something like that, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't always have to be, oh, I'm an Indian or Sri Lankan, so let me wear a sari, you know, just little things, I guess. But yeah, maybe something yellow.
Yeah, I was thinking of wearing something like, I mean, like regular Julian always wear trousers and a button-down shirt. That's regular Julian. But I don't know, because like you said, like you would want to also stand out. Yeah. But then, you know, I feel like maybe being you would have been standing out already.
Exactly. I think a lot of people missed that part of the memo. Like they just try to go too wacky and it's just too much. It just,
Yeah. Did anyone come with like hooded up everything? You know, like how people did that?
Hooded up. God, I'm trying to think. From what I've seen, there's a lot of hats. I know Kim Kardashian wore hats. Zendaya wore hats. There was a lot of hats, but oddly, I think this year there was no completely hooded ones. I might be wrong, but from the ones I've seen, I don't think there was that many. But
so I was thinking the perfect outfit that I would want to rock out is a tracksuit, like a Lacoste tracksuit, zipped up all the way, with like TN shoes or Air Force Ones.
You'll definitely stand out there.
And I feel like, you know what, that will do the job.
Exactly.
Tailored to my fit.
Stand out, exactly.
Tailored to the streets, you know. So it's always going to be that way. But should we go through the outfits? You sent some pictures. Let's go through the outfits. Let's go through the first one. Which one is your first one that you want to talk about?
I don't mind. Hit me.
This one?
Yeah, let's go for it.
I think this one is cold.
I think that was really good.
I think this is the best one.
Yeah, definitely. Because you know what? He's represented his culture. It's very nicely fitted. Colours go nicely. Not too much. Yeah. And he's done his research.
Yeah.
But one thing with that one was the necklace piece he's wearing in that.
Yeah.
That's so he based it off of like Maharajas from their culture from before.
Yeah.
And he tried to, so Cartier owned the actual original piece of that necklace. And obviously, since he's representing it, he tried to reach out to them and say, am I able to wear it? And they declined his offer. But then they gave it to Emma Chamberlain.
At the same event?
At the same event.
Wow.
For the Met Galas. And everyone was like, why would you do that? Because he's actually representing where he's from. And that's exactly where that necklace is from. It's literally directly involved in that person. But they just decided to give it away to some random person.
And that person probably had no idea.
No idea what it was until...
And then Cartier probably didn't want to use it. And then after this email, they were like, oh, you know what?
No, let's use it now.
That is crazy.
I don't know why they chose to do that, to like annoy him or make a
point. So who is this person? Remind me who this person is.
His name is Diljit.
Yeah.
I think he acts, if I'm not wrong. But yeah.
Clearly he's a big deal to be in the Met Gala anyways.
Yeah. Famous.
I didn't know about the crystal stuff. That is crazy.
Exactly.
I love
so the one
outfit,
he's wearing in that outfit,
I'm looking at it now,
a dupe that he got made from another jeweler because Cartier wouldn't give him the original piece.
Yeah. Which is crazy because I never mind. I'll get cancelled for this. I was gonna say.
Say it anyways.
Yeah, as in I was gonna say is probably like they're probably taking it back from what I mean.
They did.
Yeah, that's what I mean. A little bit like the British Museum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because there's stories as well. There's two versions of stories that I've read personally. Yeah. One is that back in the day, the Maharaja asked Cartier himself to do it, make it for him. And then there's another story that it was actually stolen from India by the British. So
of course, that's what I meant.
Shakara. Who knows which one's true, but
the end of the day is
exactly. Either way, it comes from the Maharaja himself. So it made sense to give it to someone who's trying to represent that,
or at least to give it to the government that.
Yeah, exactly. But they just chose not to. So
of course, in a never mind.
Shock horror.
Everything I'm going to say is going to have words that will cancel us on the first episode.
Well, I think everyone will understand anyways.
But I love the outfit though. I have to give it. I think this one, I've seen a couple of outfits.
I think for me, that one out of all of them fits the...
And I love the fact every detail is beard, the mustache, like everything was on point. And, I've seen a couple of outfits and we're going to go through a few outfits, but I've seen a couple of them. And I've seen this one too, and for me, this one's the one.
Definitely.
And usually, I don't like when people go too traditional.
Yeah.
So this is actually quite like very very traditional, but it just looks too cold.
It literally just fits the dress code perfectly.
Yeah, tailored to fit.
Yeah, tailored to fit.
yeah. Good one. Next one is this girl.
Oh, Nita Ambani herself.
Yes. So Nita Ambani. Remind the people who Nita Ambani is.
So the Ambani wedding that just happened. She is the daughter of Mukesh Ambani. Yeah. I don't think she's been to the Met Gala before this. I think this is the first time.
Which, this is why I was telling you, I feel like after the Ambani's wedding, like a lot of connections add up.
Exactly. Literally after the Ambani's wedding, now they're at the Met Gala.
Yeah.
But in terms of the necklace she's wearing, I think she got that one was based off of Anne Hathaway's movie Ocean 8. I think she wore a necklace in that and it was exactly the same piece. So, but no one really realised that it was actually a real piece until she wore it now.
Mad.
Yeah. But I think her outfit was really cool as well.
Yeah. The good thing with Ambani is, this is like they don't need to ask permission here. Because obviously they'll buy permission if they have to.
Exactly.
So she got the original.
Yeah.
Do you like her outfit?
I think it's very sentimental because in her interview she said a lot of the pieces she's wearing there is from her mum.
Yeah.
So she was like, that's why it's tailored to fit for me because it's from childhood. Like she's borrowed it from her mum.
That's really
so
good.
I think that's really sentimental and sweet. But I think the outfit itself, I think it's not too bad. I think I do really like it on her.
Would you rate it, or what would you rate it out of 10?
Solid 7.5 out of 10.
7.5 out of 10. Okay, good. So you're not really happy with it. You're just saying it's good.
No, it is really. I think out of a lot of the ones there, it's really nice.
I personally think the jacket or the overcoat, whatever you want to call it, or the cape, that is cold. 10-10 for the coat. But the rest, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I feel like without the cape, it would have been a bit boring.
Yeah.
But at least she's got the cape in there.
Yeah.
That worked.
Yeah. At least she got the cape. Next one is this one.
Oh, Sabrina Carpenter.
What do you think of that one?
I think I like the color choice.
Yes, correct.
I'm not a big fan of the swing costume style-esque sort of thing. But I do like the color. And I think, I mean, it fits the dress code, I guess. Tailored to fit. It's quite literally tailored to fit.
For me, she looks like Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, you know what? I see it.
Do you see it now?
Yeah, I do see it. Now that you've said it, I do see it.
Yeah, so all you need is a little tail at the back.
Little. Maybe she has one. Maybe she has one.
She actually has like these two things at the back, but they're not really like the bunny tail.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This is not for me.
Yeah.
This is not for me.
I would say a solid 5 out of 10.
Yes.
And I think it's only that high because it's tailored to fit. And so I guess you fit the dress code.
Yeah, 100%.
Other than the color, I don't know.
Yeah. I think also like the color is great. And I think, like, you know what? Although she looks like Bugs Bunny, the reality of things is at this point she wanted to impress, obviously. And I think this outfit wasn't it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. It wasn't loud enough.
Yeah.
But it's loud in a sense where it's like, oh, it's different.
Yeah.
I'd like compared to whatever
It's one of those things again when designers try to be out of the box, but it's just too much.
Yeah, you might as well stay in the box on this one. Next one is, oh my God, this one.
Oh, Gigi Hadid.
What's your thought on this one?
So I think the dress itself, it's nice on her. The color's nice. It's very shiny, glitzy, very red carpet-esque, but I feel like it's very basic. Like the design, it's not like anything fancy. It's just a gold dress.
Yeah.
And
it's got the sheen to it. It looks like a material that will be annoying.
I think part of the dress code, like the theme of the year, was also to represent Black history. And I think, if I'm not wrong, in the late 80s, there was a actress or a singer that wore a similar dress. Okay. I think that's what she was trying to capture in that dress. But even then, I think there's so many different ways you could have gone about it. Like, I think there was better. Looking
at it, to me, it doesn't feel like it fits her. And I feel like, I mean, again, like you said, it could be like from somewhere and they got it, and even the hair. I feel like the hair and the outfit are like two different worlds. And the dress, I have to admit, it looks like she got it on Debenhams online. You know what I mean? She couldn't even get it from the store because they shut down.
That's what I mean. I'm very sure my gran wore a Christmas dress that looked very similar.
This looked like, you know what it is? Basically, it's Easter eggs packaging.
Okay.
The inside wrapper. The wrapper, the foil inside, because that is nuts.
You know what? Yeah, I do see it.
Look at that. That's the wrapping right there. Oh, God. I wouldn't even be able to rate. I'd put it 3 out of 10 for effort. That's all. And I know damn well she was uncomfortable the whole day wearing this. Yeah. It doesn't look comfortable at all.
No. I feel like it gives me the vibes that it makes a lot of noise when she walks. Yeah. I don't know if it's because you said the tinfoil thing.
Yeah. It's going to make loads of noise. It's going to be sticking in your skin. It's going to be mad. What do you think of this one?
It looks like it's straight out of a cartoon.
Yes.
I feel like she's ripped a page out and stood behind it.
It's
giving like Office Pirate. I don't know what it is, but no, not for me.
So, have you seen her interview?
No.
And how she explains. No. So basically, she explains her outfit on time travel.
Yeah.
And she's got time, and she's like, I'm in the present and the future and all that. And to me, in my head, I was just thinking, I was looking at this, and obviously, it looks a bit silly. I love the hat. I love the little eye stuff. For me, that's not really representing time travel. It reminds me of the time they were doing, what was it called? The Olympics.
Yeah.
And they had one of the shooters. Do you remember the shooters that had the glasses? That kind of reminds me of that look. And when she explained her outfit and time, and maybe people are going to say I'm wrong, but I was watching it and I was just like, this is ridiculous. Yeah. You're just waffling to prove a point.
Yeah. I don't see how it fits the theme. I just don't see how it fits the theme.
And I just don't get how time traveling.
You know, what is it? Those Wii characters on the Game Boy, like the little blocks. That is what she looks like.
You're right, actually. That's smart. That is crazy. Yeah. She reminds me, have you watched, I I forgot who it was now. Oh, I'm gonna get mad about that. Do you remember the guy that did the song Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang,
Yeah.
Gucci Gang? And after that, he did another song where he was dressed in a block. Oh man, I forgot. I think it was Kanye and him. I'm not too sure. I'm sure the people are gonna know.
Yeah, probably.
So I'm gonna
Maybe I'll check it out after.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. She looks like a Playmobil. It's not. But for me, it's just the justifying of the outfit. Like, bro, like you're waffling.
Yeah.
Stop.
I mean, I guess. So obviously for the Met Gala, the designers buy each table inside, and then they call the people to come sit at their table.
Yeah.
Like they pay them to do it. So I guess she has to wear what the designer gives her.
Yeah.
And then she has to justify it because she has no choice.
Yeah. But the fit here is crazy.
Yeah.
That is so crazy. It looked better when it was just a top half.
Yeah.
When you see the whole thing, it's mad. On to the next one. Your boy.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Shah Rukh Khan. Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us about Shah Rukh
The
Khan.
forgotten one, apparently.
Yeah, the forgotten one. Tell us about him.
I think the people expected a lot more from him because it's just a black suit-esque thing with a lot of jewelry.
Yeah.
But I think it looks good on him. I think it fits him nicely. I think it's simple, classy, nice. But I think he could have done better.
My fault is that he looks great. It suits him, like you said. But you're right, it's not wow.
Yeah.
But it could be his personality. It's a bit like, I'm the OG. I don't need this whole extra thing.
He did say that in the interview. He was like, the main reason I'm here is because my kids wanted to see me here. He was like, my kids wanted to see me on TV, on the Met Gala, on the red carpet, even though it's blue this year.
Yeah.
Literally, I don't understand.
The cheapest of carpets out there. Yeah.
Blue, it just, the shade, they could have gone with a nice royal blue. It was like...
Or just a different red.
Yeah. Maroon, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, and I feel like, it looks quite simple. It looks expensive, I have to admit, looking at his watch. Looking at the little cane. Yeah. I think it's got a tiger head on top. I think the cane
added a nice touch.
Yeah.
Without that, it would have been worse.
Yeah, it's got a little sheriff sign as well, which shows that he's the boss. But any thoughts about the big K?
I mean, it represents him, I guess.
Yeah.
Tailored to his fit. Yeah. Shows off who he is, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that I saw on TikTok were like, oh, it would have been better without the K. Like, it was just too much.
100%.
Like, already he's got too much going on. Like, was the K needed?
Yeah.
But I think it's not too bad, personally.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, personally, when I seen the K, I was like, whoa, like... it's like 2000s rappers again. The next thing that was missing is that the K spins. If the K was spinning, that's it. You're basically a rapper.
Because even now, like, Central C came to the Met Gala, even though before he said he wouldn't.
Yeah.
But he came anyways in a nice tailored suit and everything. But inside the suit, he had a massive diamond chain on.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and he pulled it out for the after party, but he didn't even have it in them. But I'm like, you didn't need to wear it. You had it inside the whole time, But 100%. I guess it's a rapper's thing.
Yeah, but the good thing is, seeing him in a suit was also surprising.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? People are like, oh my God, that's the first time.
Yeah, because he made an interview a couple of years back, or months back, I'm not too sure, but he literally said, I won't come to the Met Gala, and even if I do, I will not wear a suit. And he's done both the things he said he wouldn't. I guess he had a change of heart or something, but yeah.
I guess with time you grow.
Exactly.
What's your thought on this outfit?
Oh, I love that one. I think that was up there for me as well, because personally, his entrance was really good.
Yeah.
The way, I don't know if you saw it, but he literally came driving his racing car.
Correct.
And everything, and then the way
came with a helmet. This is basically a two-part outfit.
Yeah, exactly.
So before the picture that we showed you guys, he had the helmet on, and he had a white outfit, like a racing outfit on, which was then split by two people.
I think that was really cool. I think his entrance, it was sick.
100%. I love the red as well. I mean, lucky it wasn't a red carpet, because it would have, clashed there. But the contrast is amazing. The fit was amazing, and it looks. You know what's crazy is it actually. It was a normal outfit.
Yeah. Literally just a suit, but I think
flair trousers, but still.
Yeah. But they put in a lot of work, I think, like into the vision, because even with like the helmet and stuff, they put like diamonds on them, bling on them. You know, like. They made it stand out. Like, even though it was just a suit, I think the entrance did it justice. Yeah,
100%. 100%. I love that outfit too. And obviously, anything to do with cars, I would love it. What's your thought on this outfit?
Chiara Advani. I did not like the back. I don't know if you saw it, but it's literally a long suit at the back, just hanging off the back.
Yeah, so it didn't look finished.
Yeah,
or it looked like she ran out with the fabric.
I didn't understand the concept.
Yeah.
But even
I think what happened is literally they were doing it and then she just had to put it on and she ran out with leftover fabric for someone else's thing, you know, like.
Because even when they interviewed her and they were asking her, like, oh, how is this tailored to your fit? She was like, oh, like, obviously I'm pregnant. So there's the little heart to show the baby. And then the chain around her stomach was meant to represent the umbilical cord.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cute. Like,
yeah, the front is.
Yeah, I think the front
10, yeah.
is really nice. And the way they did her hair out, I think that was really nice. Just the back, I just don't understand the concept. And she couldn't explain it either. Like, she explained the front, but nothing was said about the back. So I was just like,
this is what I mean. I'm telling you, ran out of time. The designer didn't cut it. And it was just like, just, you know what, run with it.
Exactly.
The next one is this one.
Jenna Ortega. Oh. You know, she couldn't walk in it. It's like Tyler's one last year where she was waddling up in her sand dress.
Yeah.
She couldn't walk in this. But I guess tailored to fit is just a bunch of rulers.
Yeah.
The dress is made out of rulers.
This one is a bit mad because this is what I don't get is when it goes to the point where you can't even walk with it.
People had to help her, like carry her up. And like, I thought, like, obviously before back in the days, I know Kim Kardashian's done like a leather latex dress where she couldn't walk. And then Tyler did a dress made out of sand where she couldn't walk. And people literally have to carry them up the stairs. And I'm like, so what do you do the rest of the night? Just waddle? Like,
how do you go number one?
Exactly. It's not very convenient, is it? But I guess it fits the theme. Tailored to your fit.
It's nice. If someone paid you to wear this, would you?
No. I feel like if I wore it, I'd be self-conscious that it's going to fall apart any second.
Yeah, because you can literally see her skin through it.
Exactly. Every time she moves, the rulers kind of like move apart and you can literally see skin in between.
Okay.
Yeah, so what if I just like, I don't know, accidentally push it off and it just falls off? No, too risky.
Crazy. The next one is this one.
Kim Kardashian. Once again, a lot of chains, a lot of hats. I feel like we saw a lot of that this year.
Yeah.
And a lot of black.
Yeah.
It's a lot of black suits.
100%.
She just did a black dress.
Yeah.
I think it looks good on her. Shows off her figure nicely. Like, it's very fitting to her.
Yeah. But
it's just a bit boring.
Yeah, it is boring.
Black dress.
You know what it is? Like, again, like the top half, which is, when I say top half, I mean the head and the hat. It looks 10-10. Yeah. You know, with the jewelry and everything. Yeah. But then it's like the rest, when there's no story to it.
Yeah.
It's a bit difficult to, like, when you compare it, of course. And the fact that, again, like the carpet is blue and she's wearing somewhat navy /
maybe
black.
For her sake, if it was black, it would have, red, the carpet, it would have stood out more.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. A bit of a boring one, but like, still classy, I would say. But she went into that thing now where she's a bit more classy and a bit more careful.
Trying.
Yeah. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
Is that
a good selection.
Yeah, a good 10 selections. So at the end, your outfit would just be a yellow dress. To be honest, no one was wearing yellow. So
no, there was one lady in
a yellow
suit.
Okay.
And everyone was like, oh, that was really good. But I don't know the background story of it, but I just know she was in a really flashy yellow suit.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I guess you would go for a yellow dress.
Probably. I mean, you'd go for joggers?
To be honest, it depends. But like, for example, if my mind is the way it is right now and we're going there because of the podcast, then I would go with a tracksuit.
Yeah, fair enough.
I would go with the Lacoste tracksuit zipped up all the way here. Like the streets would always have it.
You know what?
Maybe, and I will have TNs at the bottom. Enough. MX 95, maybe.
Maybe in memory of my first podcast, I'll wear this dress.
Yeah. Very good. We'll look casual. They'll actually, the people would be like, guys, the interviewers is on the other side. But going back into that, obviously the people, one of the point that we mentioned before is they say, what you wear is it says a lot about you in a way, right? So in that sort of context, do you think being an introvert and an extrovert has an impact on your outfit?
Definitely. I mean, I think with things like the Met Gala, for example, you're kind of given an outfit, you're given a couple of choices and you have to wear what you're given. So I guess even if you're an extrovert or introvert, that doesn't matter. But I also feel like everyone who's there is there for a reason. They're like trained to be able to act confident and extroverted, even 100%. If they're not.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people who are like content creators, for example, they're not always extroverts, and a lot of people don't realize that, because obviously on screen you're putting on one thing, but doesn't mean necessarily that's the way you are behind a screen.
100%.
And obviously a lot of content that's made is in the walls of your own home or somewhere safe that with people you know. So you're going to be more like comfortable. Yeah, it could just be me in a room and I could film a video and put it online, but I could be the most extroverted person on the video, but I would only be comfortable because I'm sitting in my room by myself. I think a lot of people don't realize that, because they're like, oh, I can't do social media or content creating because I just don't have the confidence. But a lot of people just don't. But it just, I think over time you naturally kind of build that up anyways.
Yeah.
And in terms of clothes, I know there's a whole saying of you wear the clothes don't wear you. But sometimes clothes make you look pretty. Like when you put them on, it gives a different vibe. Like if I put on 100%. A tracksuit and a hoodie now, I'm going to feel like a tomboy. I'm going to feel like a roadman.
Yeah.
Like I could go outside and start rapping.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not, but
I get you.
Exactly. But if I
100%.
like wore a dress, I'd probably be like, oh, Gaia, remind yourself, you need to be a bit more feminine. You know, like, so I think it does influence the way you act, but maybe not extroverted or introverted in that sense, because whatever you wear, if you're confident, you can wear it off. But I think it has an impact on your like attitude towards whatever it is you're doing.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Would you consider yourself as an extrovert or an introvert?
I talk, I yap. So I guess in that sense, even if I'm nervous, I think maybe like internally to myself, I might be a bit scared about going somewhere or trying something. But because my natural trait is to just yap, I feel like that kind of makes me seem like more of an extrovert than I am. But I think more leaning towards the extrovert side.
Okay. Interesting. I would have not pictured you as an extrovert.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Maybe not. But then again, that's how we met. So
yeah, exactly.
True.
Yeah. So I just start talking in the most random places and it leads me to one thing or another. I think, but mostly that is fed off of me just being scared. So it works. So
yeah.
It's good and bad.
Yeah. No, it works out. It gets you to places.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. Do you think that being an extrovert helps you a lot more to navigate throughout life?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's not that introverts can't do it, but there is obviously the saying, if you don't ask, you don't get. And
100%.
I think if you sit back and you want to do something, but you're too scared to even start it, there's always 20 million ways to start anything. It doesn't always have to be, I need to stand up on a stage and make a speech. Like you could just sit online and, I don't know, put up a post or, I don't know, literally anything. And it doesn't necessarily have to be you doing some massive gesture, but being able to talk to people, ask for help, ask for navigation, it does speed up that process a lot.
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah.
And then in terms of like being an introvert, what do you think would be the tips to kind of come out of your zone?
You don't have to do anything alone. Like if you're an introvert, I mean, call a friend, call someone you're comfortable with, your sister, brother, anyone, literally. You don't have to do anything alone.
Yeah.
Even if it is just reaching out to someone, if you want someone who's more experienced to check it, get someone to read through your letter or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, introverts tend to be like, oh, I need to do something, but I'm too scared to do it, so I'm going to try to do it myself. So no one else will know my embarrassment.
Yeah.
But that's going to lead you more to an embarrassment because you just don't have help and you don't know what you're doing. Sometimes it's better just to ask than not. And it doesn't have to be with anyone. Like you can start anywhere, anytime with anything. So literally you could be sitting at home and you could just go to your mom and be like, oh, can you help me on something? And they could probably somewhat guide you to something. But yeah, I guess.
Mad. And in terms of like, like content creation, do you think an introvert can become a good content creator?
Oh, definitely. I think, like I was saying before, a lot of people don't realize a lot of content creators are introverts themselves. Like if you notice, obviously, let's say certain actors, nothing's coming to my head, but yeah, certain actors, they will be very extroverted on screen, but you see them at an award ceremony and they'll literally just be sitting in silence. A lot of people are introverted except for when they know they're good at something, so they showcase it off. So I guess you just have to try, give it a go, see where it goes. I mean, there's no harm in trying, and you won't know if something will work out unless you try it.
Unless you try it, yeah. 100%.
Exactly. So just try it, see where it goes. But literally there is more people out there doing things who are introverted than we choose to realize. I think, yeah.
Sad world out there. And then, you know, like in terms of in interest and with the content creation, have you ever tried creating content by yourself?
Oh yeah, definitely. I still have a YouTube channel up that I don't know the password of, that I can't take down.
Oh man, what is it called?
Guy Through Music.
Guy Through Music.
It was like when I was like a kid and I couldn't sing for the life of me. It's like full of voice cracks. Yeah. But I can't take the video down.
Yeah.
But
the video is still up in public, basically. Cool.
I think I just baited myself out. But different things. I used to do that, dub smash. Like I used to put it up and then want like instant results.
Yeah.
Like in my head, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm going to be famous overnight. Like I'm going to put a video up, people are going to love me.
Yeah.
And then when I don't see it, I'm just like, wow, I'm so shit at everything. I'm just rubbish.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, was I meant to say that? Sorry. But
self-esteem is going down. Yeah.
I was like, no, like I can't do this. So then I delete it and then I'm like, nope, I'm taking it down. And then maybe like a week or a month later, I'll be like, you know what? I'm into baking now. Let's try put baking videos up. And then obviously I wouldn't see the instant results and that would put me down as well. But then I think over time, that's one thing I've realized, like you have to really, social media is such a big platform and there's so many people on it, whether like they're good or bad or whatever they're trying to do. There's so many people, and most likely what you want to do, someone's probably also trying to do that same thing on social media out there. So I feel like it's a lot of work that people don't realize, but you just have to wait for the results to come, I guess. Like, don't rush 100%. It. Like, nothing's instant, but I think that's one thing I didn't realize when I was a kid. I just put it up and wanted results, and then that would put me down, and then I just stop. I'd just be like, I'm not trying anything.
What would be like a good result for you?
I mean, let's say I'm starting off today and I have 0 followers. Even getting 10 followers, that's an achievement in itself. I think for each person, achievements are different things. I could be on 100 followers and my goal would be 1,000 next, 1,000 to 100,000. Like it would just keep building up. But obviously if someone's already on 1 million, their goal isn't going to be to get 10 followers. It's going to be to get 100 million or something. So I guess depending on what each person wants to mark their name for and what shows their success, like something like, I don't know, an events company, more people booking them, that would be their kind of achievement, measuring the achievement. For me, or like other people on social media, their follower count or their subscriptions or their views, different ways of tracking it, I guess. So it really just depends on each person.
100%. I get you. And what's your thought on the podcast right now? Where do you think you'd be like, oh shit, okay, it's working?
Which no, I think obviously since this is my first one, like when people actually, they're like, oh yeah, I have seen it. Like I think if someone ever comes up to me and be like, oh yeah, I've seen that, like I've heard that, I think that would be like, okay, I've gotten somewhere, like I'm getting somewhere.
You've reached.
Yeah, I've reached a point. I think that would make me really happy.
Yeah. Interesting. And in terms of like your favorite content creators, have you got like favorite ones? Let's say your top 3.
Top 3. Oh God. Wow, this is actually really funny because growing up, one content creator that actually made me want to get into baking, and I don't watch her as often as I used to before, but Rosanna Pantino, she bakes cakes, and she started off literally making videos in her kitchen on YouTube and then building it up, and now she's gone somewhere. Literally, she's made her mark in baking and YouTube, everything. So I think when I was growing up, she was still doing it in her kitchen. So I think that to me, that motivated me. So I would say, even if like I don't watch her as often anymore, I would still say she like is up there for me because she started like the spark, you know. But in both baking and wanting to do something online, so definitely that. And in terms of like TikTok and stuff, I think as bad as it is, being a Tamil, a lot of Tamil things come up on your feed. So people like Avi, Ams. A lot of them, they come up quite frequently because even if I'm just literally scrolling through TikTok, not searching anything, you see one TikTok video and you actually watch it till the end because you're Tamil and it's a Tamil video. My whole For You page changes. So I think 100%. They come up more often now. So you tend to watch them more because they're always on your For You page. So I guess people like them. But
Cool. And what would be like the ultimate kind of collaboration you would like to do?
I haven't actually thought about that one.
Yeah.
I think I think right now, I haven't even thought about any collaborations, let alone the ultimate one.
Yeah.
But I guess someone who's already made it in any way.
Yeah.
Someone who's like, if I went out in public and said someone's name and they'd know, like an actress or an actor, to work with someone like that, I think that would be really nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anyone in mind?
Growing up, I've loved Spider-Man.
Okay.
Loved Tom Holland.
Okay.
Maybe something to do with him. I think that would be really sick.
Fine. Yeah, that'd be hard. You got to manifest it now.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
So in terms of like content, you mentioned like the cooking and stuff like that, and just content creators. Is there at any point where you are like, oh, you know what, this is very relatable, this isn't relatable?
Yeah, because I think recently, if we realize a lot of some content creators, when they've reached their peak in their like specific whatever they do, they would put up videos like, oh, let's go on a trip in my Lamborghini, or let's get ready for the Met Gala. That is not something everyone can sit back watching a video and be like, oh my God, I can relate. Because not everyone just has a Lambo chilling in their back garden. I definitely
Oh, you don't?
I'm sorry. Am I too poor for this? But yeah, right? And like, not everyone just gets, I don't know, Met Gala invitations come through the...
Oh, you didn't?
Sorry. I'm from the slums.
Yeah.
Right? So I think recently I've noticed there's much more content creators doing things like, let's go out shopping, or let's go out for a day in London, or get dressed with me to go to a park, or like normal things that normal people
normalizing
can do.
Stuff. Yeah.
And I think that in itself motivates a lot of people to try do content themselves, because they're also able to replicate that, because it's something they do anyways.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, maybe I should try filming this too. So I think that's quite nice, because even people like, let's say, like I said, Ams from before, some of her posts is stuff like, oh, let's go on a trip to London, or let's get dressed for a trip to some holiday or whatever. Like a lot of people do that, so they're able to put that video together.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of representation of the larger community, I think it's quite nice.
Yeah, 100%. So you're saying that it's better when it's relatable. And
yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely more engaging. I'm more likely to be interested in watching someone who I can also feel like I relate to, because that kind of gives you a motivation. It kind of gives you, like, even if you're stuck in a position, oh, I don't know what to do next, you're like, okay, they're in the same position, they try this, how I try that too. Like, it kind of gives you that extra push. But with certain things, like I said, the Met Gala invitations, you can't really, like, you sit back, you watch, but you're like, you're not at that level yet. Like,
100%.
You want to work towards it, yeah, sure, like, definitely. Not that you can't get to that point, but obviously you can't just skip steps either. Like, it's not going to be stable. So 100%. I think that's quite nice.
You're right. Sometimes it's nice to see some of your favorite content creators like make it, but then sometimes it's like, I don't even relate to anymore.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a
I think
tough one.
there's a good boundary. Like, it is nice to sit back and watch. Like, obviously, sitting back and watching, I don't know, sidemen in their mansions or whatever, it's very nice. Like, the concept, everything they do is really nice. But if you want to do something like that, you're like, oh, I'm not really at that point yet. But then there's also a limit. Like, you want a good balance of day-to-day life and the once in a while fancy lifestyle. So you want to keep that balance. Otherwise, it just gets too much, I think. Just watching the same thing again and again and again. And
I think, like, the main thing with the content creation world is there's a lot of content creators that have lost themselves. Yeah. And you naturally are like, what is this guy doing at this point, right? You're like... Because
do you know what it is? A lot of content creators, their life just becomes content creating. Yeah. And they feel the need to put up everything. Because past a certain point, I can't lie, the audience get really nosy, or they want to know everything. Yeah, 100%. Oh, are you pregnant? Are you this? Are you that? Like, you don't have to share that right away. Like, if you don't want to put up on the internet, hey guys, I'm pregnant, or hey guys, 100%. I'm getting married. You don't have to say it on the internet. And I think a lot of people feel compelled to, because when you've made yourself a fan base, or like you've got yourself a subscriber base that's past a certain point, you feel the need to have to 100%. Say everything, because you want to keep them interested in you and up to date with your life. And obviously, subscribers are family. Like, a lot of content creators say that. Yeah. But you do have a personal life. And I think sometimes they miss that boundary and they put too much online. So even if it's a fight, they fight online. Even if it's like an argument, they argue online. And I'm like, guys, no, you're just going to torture yourself. Literally, 100%. Everything is online, and then everyone's going to be commenting. And as much as it is, content creators are also humans. They have feelings. Like, when you read something online that's upsetting, it's going to upset you. Exactly. Yeah. So I guess just keep it personal sometimes. Like, not everything needs to go online. But
do you think, what's your reaction to hate comments?
I think it's easier said than done for me to just be like, guys, ignore it. Like, it's not worth it. Like, it's just one or two people. Just take the nice comments. It does affect you. But I think take it as criticism that you can build on. Like, just take it as it is and be like, okay, so if this is what they don't like, if this is what the majority don't like, maybe I'll try something different. Like, don't change yourself for it, but constructive criticism. That's it. Yeah. Don't take it as hate. I think that's the best way to see it.
Yeah. 100%. So I like to reply with sarcasm.
Yeah.
You know, that's my way to respond because I find it so entertaining. But it's just because like people get triggered.
Yeah.
And they actually reply to it and get even more and more angry. And I'm just behind like laughing about this. Yeah. Because nothing is that deep in life. No. Especially not like a hate comment from someone that I don't even know. Yeah. They don't even know me like that, right? Definitely. So yeah, I love it in a way, you know, because I just find entertaining. Yeah, I just find it super entertaining. So it's like adding up, and then you know this person just comes back, replies, and then I reply, but then they create like, you know, they basically create this conversation.
I think they get worked up over it more than like you would.
And they create basically anticipation or whatever.
Yeah.
And then which creates, it doesn't create content.
Yeah.
But people naturally read this, so they spend more time on my page. You know what I mean? Like reading this beat.
Yeah, that's good though. That's a good thing.
Do you feel like when you create content that you could outgrow your audience?
Personally, no. But I feel like with certain people, they do get that feeling. Yeah. I think when you reach a point when you know, okay, like I've made it, like people know me, like I've made it. And when you go out and like people will be like, oh, can I take a picture with you? Blah, blah. I think at that point, a lot of people feel like they are superior, which isn't the mindset you should have, because that's just going to bring you down. Because 100%. I think that changes your attitude towards everything, your character attitude, and you start looking down on people who are loyal to you, like you, and that in that itself will make them hate you. I think, like for example, let's say Addison Rae on TikTok, she was blowing up, she was big.
Yeah.
Like her dances, they were going crazy. Everyone, she had such a big fan base. Yeah. Large, like millions of followers.
100%.
And then there was videos of her, like the bigger she got, there was videos of her where she would be getting ready to film a TikTok and people would come up to her and be like, oh, can I take a video with you, please? Or like, can I take a picture with you, please? And she'll be like, yeah, just wait aside. Let me finish my video and then get back to you. And they're just like, you haven't even started filming. It's going to take 2 seconds. You could have done that after. So I think that changes your attitude and character. And obviously now you don't really see as much of her as you used to. And then she tried to go into things like acting and it just didn't really go to plan. And I think she just fell off past that point compared to her peak. And you could tell her like attitude changed. So I think in that sense, it shouldn't be, but it is in a lot of cases.
Yeah. I feel like the Addison Rae is a good example. And it never transitioned well. Like a content creator going into acting or into bigger things never does like really well, or very rarely at least.
I think they also try to rush it a lot of the time. Like they see they've made it, they've gotten big in content creating, and they get an opportunity, they rush it. They just want it out there. They want to do everything. Like Charli D'Amelio, she started dancing. That's what she started for. And her family, they were like making videos together, dancing, comedic, whatever. All of a sudden, they're like, we sing, we dance, we do this, we act. I'm like, it's cool. Like you have the skills, but you're just taking on too much. I think they just want to do everything and be such an all-rounded person.
100%.
But obviously, people have skill sets. Like you're better at one thing than another. Necessarily, not everything is everything. And I think a lot of people kind of miss that point and kind of rush. But
no, I get you. What would you think is the best content you would want to create?
I've always liked the idea of like some sort of influencer, but obviously that can happen with anything. You can influence people literally with anything you do. I could bake and still exactly. I could do makeup and still, like, it's really what you talk about. But I personally, I think I like the idea of like, oh, get ready with me, or let's go here, or like, let's do this, like kind of like a vlogging sort of thing, or just keeping up with trends, I guess, doing TikTok dances or whatever, like in that sense. But yeah, I think whatever you say, like I could sit down, I could do like 10 TikTok dance videos and then sit down, put one video up when I've got like a decent amount of followers saying, hey guys, I don't like this. I think I'm going to stop this, and then expect people to follow me. And they probably would because they've been following my other videos. But all I've been doing is dancing.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden I'm an influencer because I'm saying something and people are following it.
Yeah.
So I guess it could happen with anything. But yeah, it just depends.
Yeah. I get you.
Yeah.
My favorite would be to always make like big shows.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of like shows, but like things like and in an entertainment way.
Yeah.
So I'd love to do stuff like Jubilee.
Oh yeah.
And I think we should do it here as well on this channel. But yeah, that's work in progress. Work in progress. Yeah. But that's my goal, I think, in terms of content. I would love to make stuff like this.
Yeah.
I find that so interesting and so entertaining.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's so long to make though.
It's got a bigger audience though.
Yeah.
You'll reach a lot of people. I think that hits a very large target audience though. Yeah, and a lot of content creators nowadays, they would have started off doing one thing. Let's say, for example, dancing. They would have started off dancing, built that up, built their profile up, built their name up, whatever, and then predominantly their dancing would stop or slow down at least. A lot of it would just be photo shoots, pictures they're posting, or certain stuff. And I think that is nice, but also like you started off with dancing and now you've like gone off somewhere else.
Yeah,
that happens a lot as well. But yeah,
part of the game.
Yeah, I guess
part of the game.
Test everything out, see how it goes.
Yeah, I guess this is it.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
No, I think that I've said too much.
You said enough. You've said enough. Cool, guys. All right, perfect, guys. So hopefully everything worked out in terms of sound and cameras. But yeah, just make sure you guys subscribe. Check us out. Obviously on Instagram as well, TikTok and YouTube. Most importantly, we're also on Spotify. So check us out on Spotify. And then yeah, I think that's it. We'll sign out.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, guys, and make sure you subscribe.